Francis from Syracuse, New York. Welcome. Hey, Divvy, it's Sean in Ohio. Welcome, Sean. Carolina from British Columbia, Canada. Gail from Bermuda. Garoon from Las Vegas. I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly. If I didn't, I do apologize. Hi, Sharon from Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas. Welcome, John from Pennsylvania. CRB member. Rodney from DC. Hello. Jay from Toronto, Canada.
Queen.
Bernetta from
Queen.
Maryland. Berna from McKilto, Washington. Welcome. Sinclair from Dallas.
Queen, can you hear me?
It's Colin from Perth, Western Australia. Welcome. Hi, Sean from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Dave from Southern California. Ian from Nova Scotia. Gladys from Charlotte, North Carolina. Mark saying hello world. Shana from Charlotte, North Carolina. Hello, Teddy from Bend, Oregon. Sorry. Al from Columbus, Georgia. Welcome. And everyone's saying hello to Lance. They can hear you, Lance. And you know what? It is 8:30 on the dot. So I'm going to hand it over to Doc so he can do the introductions for whoever's going to start next. And I'm give a blanket welcome to everyone because I'm not going to get to everyone's name. So welcome to this wonderful informational webinar featuring Lance Conrad, the face and voice of Divvy, and also our leaders, Doc and Dan and Mia. So let's get it started. Doc, are you ready?
I certainly am. Let's make sure
press that record button, or you're not. Oh, that's right. You're not going to do it.
No, I'm recording. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You sound really great.
Okay, fantastic. We're already recording, so great. And I'm going to ask Cristiano from UK, if you would do me a favor, buddy, will you be my backup recorder for this evening? James Harris, also, I know you were having some problems with your audio, so we want to make sure we get a really good recording for our audience. We're going to bring Lance on in just a moment. I want to make sure that Mia was able to get on. Is Mia here yet? Dan, are you out there, buddy?
Hey, Doc. I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Is do you have Mia with you, or is she on her way? Do you know?
She's having a challenge, so I'm gonna have her call my phone. I'll merge her on, and we'll do it that way. Would that be okay?
Yeah, that works. That's fine because
Okay,
I heard Lance a few moments ago, so we are in good shape. Okay, so before we get started, hey Dan.
Okay. Yes, Mia's here. Yes, sir.
Mia is here. Hey, Mia. How are you doing, young lady? Okay, fantastic.
Hey, guys.
All right, so we got the gang here, and I saw my very dear buddy, Rodney from the basement, Burton on the other side. Hey, Rodney, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Phenomenal. May have one of the larger teams here in Divvy. Okay, so let's go on and get started. Ladies and gentlemen, send out that last text, send out that last Skype, post that last Facebook. And then get out of all that stuff, all right? To get your teammates on, you can have them go to joinwebinar.com. This is the simple way for them to get here, joinwebinar.com. The system will ask them to enter in an ID number. This is not a phone number. This is a webinar ID. They enter in 832-408-019, 832-408-019. All right, now what my role is going to be this evening is I'm going to keep the whiteboard up, and as the discussion is happening between Lance and Mia and Dan, and maybe we'll be able to step in from time to time. Anything that's really pertinent, whether it was a pertinent question or a pertinent response to a question, or just Lance stretching our vision, we'll post on the whiteboard if you want to take some notes there. And once again, prayerfully, we'll get a very good recording of all of this. So let me do this. Let me introduce Dan and Mia. For those of you that may not know who I am, everyone, our audience refers to me as Doc. And we're pleased to have you on our webinar tonight, obviously featuring the face and the voice of Divvy. My very dear buddy, Dan, we go way back. We've been in business together for several years. Whether he was on my team or I was on his team, this guy is, in terms of passion, you're not going to find any person more passionate and giving to his audience. He's always doing conference calls and webinars for his audience. And he introduced me some time ago to Mia. And boy, when we had Mia come on to our webinar here a couple weeks ago, I thought I was going to be out of a job. because we got such a great response. Our audience absolutely fell in love with Mia. So I'm going to give it over to Dan, give it over to Mia, so they can introduce Lance, and then I'm going to be here as the secretary taking notes. How about that? All right, Dan, Mia, the call is yours, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Doc, thank you, and Mia is here as well, and I know Lance is on. Look, I got to bail Lance out. He was on last time. We did our call, everybody. The meeting room was set for 250 people. We thought it was set for several thousand, and so that was our bad. So Lance was there waiting. He called me, hey, I can't get on. Well, you were locked out because the system locked you out. So he was here last time. So if you threw any rotten apples at Lance last time, it's not on him. So, but Lance, we appreciate you showing up. If you guys haven't seen the video that Lance just put out on the Divvee.Social Facebook page, go check it out. We'll get right into this. Lance and Mia, we're talking today, and just utterly, completely sold out on Divvee and what we're doing, where it's going. And Lance was very gracious to fill us in today and answer some questions, and again, very gracious to be on the call tonight. So, Lance, thank you for being here. Mia, you can, why don't you introduce Lance? Just say whatever you want, and Lance, we'll let you just kind of share your heart, what's going on, and maybe we can ask a few questions. Again, thanks everybody for being here. You bet.
Yeah, I mean, everyone on this call should know by now who Lance is. Lance is the president of affiliates with Divvee. And let me tell you, when I heard the announcement of president over affiliates, I was beyond excited, and having him on our side and fighting for the affiliates and, getting our questions answered, like Dan said, he was so gracious enough today to take our call, and, because we're passing on the concerns from the field. And so I know that tonight he's going to talk probably very direct, very frank, and let you know what's going on and, what we can do to get this vision into fruition. So, without further introduction, go ahead, Lance.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me on tonight. Mia, can you hear me okay? Just give me a quick sound check.
We can hear you just fine, Lance.
Great. Awesome. So I have some updates. I have some answers and yes, I try to keep it real. And I think at this point in Divvee, that's what people need, or as many answers as possible. And a lot of the answers I told Mia and Dan and everybody earlier today that a lot of the answers is I don't know. But we're going to come back to that. I like to set the tone. I like to tell stories. I think stories bring energy, give us direction, and give you something to remember. And so I'm going to start with actually a great sports story that I doubt any of you have heard. And it is about a lady by the name of Florence Chadwick. And Florence Chadwick in 1952 was going to set out to be the first lady to swim from Catalina to California, which is Palos Verdes. And the reason why it hits home for me is I grew up in Palos Verdes area. I went to high school at Palos Verdes High School. And so right off the coast is Catalina Island. It's about a 26-mile swim. And they picked the day. They set out in early summer, and she's fighting there. There's a good channel current there. There's a lot of waves coming through. She had a little posse that would follow and surround her with boats, literally trying to scare away sharks. There's a lot of sharks in that area. So you've got waves, you've got sharks, you got your crew around you, and scaring off the sharks, and you're swimming, and it's 26 miles fighting this current. This is no joke. This is 26 miles in the water. And this lady's swimming for 15 hours when a really, really thick fog sets in. And if you're from Southern California in early summer, you understand it can get really thick. Well, it got so thick that she could no longer see where she was going. Now, the boats were around her, and they're telling her, hey, look, you got to keep going. You're close. And she's like, I can't see it. I don't know what I can do. I don't know that I can go any further. And they were trying to encourage her. They're trying to keep her going. They're trying to keep her motivated. And she finally threw her hands in the air and said, pull me out. And they pulled her out of the water and took the boats the rest of the way to shore. And she was less than 1 mile from shore. She'd been swimming over 25 miles and gave up 1 mile from shore. Well, this was big news. This was a big deal. There was actually press there, and the media was there, and they're like, what's going on? What happened? And she's like, I'm tired, I'm hurting, and I couldn't see it. I couldn't finish it because I couldn't see it. So about a month later, Florence went back to Catalina. She got in the water with her crew, and they got going, swimming through the waves, through the sharks, through everything. And it was foggy again, just like it was the time before. But she crushed it. She not only went through across the channel 26 miles, faster than it had ever been done, male or female, up until that point. She crushed it. When they got out of the water, she climbed out of the water on the beach. The media is there again, and they said, hey, how did you do it? I mean, like, you set the record. You didn't just finish. You set the record right through the fog, right through everything, just like last time. And she said, hey, you know what? The whole time I was swimming, I visualized the shore. I mentally knew where I was going. She finished the race. So here we are, guys. I'm the voice and face of Divvee, and man, there's a lot of things out there to be frustrated about. There are. I feel your pain. I've been an affiliate. I've built in over 50 countries around the world. I've trained and worked with teams. About 1 million people around the world. Have put all the different groups that I've worked with over the time. And right now, it's a really challenging time to be part of Divvee. Let's be open. Let's be honest. Let's be real. The enrollment process has not been good enough. It's not been clean enough. It's not been smooth enough. Right now, 3 weeks ago when we opened up the enrollment process, I felt like, I don't know if these numbers are accurate, but I felt like if we sent out 100 invitations, maybe half of them, 40% to half of them, were able to complete the invitation, get to the app, upload the app. The process was not clean enough. Now, they've done some things to streamline that. They've done some things to clean that up. They've done some things to make it a little bit more intuitive. And it's still not perfect. It's, if we send out 100 invitations today, my feeling is, these aren't real stats, but maybe 80 of them are upgrading and are able to walk through the processes clean. That's much better than it was 3 weeks ago. That's not good enough. I'm not making any bones about it. It needs to be 100%. 100% of the people that try need to be able to get it on board. That's a mistake. That's a problem. We're working on it. We're fixing it. We've got a tech team that's fixing it. You're going to get some updates on some of this stuff tomorrow from the founders. The next thing that I would say is that people get in and they get into the back office and they're looking there and the inventory, and they're not seeing enough inventory. In some cases, they're not seeing any inventory. We want to download videos. We want to download apps. We want to rank and share. And truth be told, what we have right now is not good enough. And when I say that, we actually could roll in more videos and more apps and more ranking and sharing. But the groups that we're working with right now have really tied our hands in how we can work with you guys and how we can compensate you guys, and really trying to force us to change our model, which was, hey, we want people to win even if they don't want to recruit. We want to give you points. We want to give you access to our redemption center. We want, there's several things that we want to do so that everybody that's a part of Divvee, everybody has a chance to finish. Everybody has a chance to be a winner. That's the thing about networking companies in general, is that they work, and people, can be a life-changing experience. It's been a life-changing experience for me, both on the affiliate side and on the corporate side. So I know it has great power, but the percentage of people that have been able to really see it through and get to the top ranks has been a challenge. What's special about Divvee is our ability to deliver something where every single person that does their actions, you can with 100% confidence say everybody that does their actions can win. And that's what we promised, and that's what we're going to deliver. And so what we're going to deliver are better daily actions. We're going to deliver actions that allow us to pay out points. We are going to deliver actions that allow us to pay out commissions. We're going to give you what we promised you. It's going to take time to integrate and release these new clients and these new types of inventory. And so we're working on that. And that's not a great answer for somebody that's in the field. We're working on that. That's a sucky answer for an affiliate that's building. And I wish I had better answers for you, but that is the answer today, which is the inventory that we have currently isn't good enough. The inventory we're rolling in is much better, pays out much better, and allows us to reward you in a better way. And it's a matter of integrating different types of inventory. And so what are we dealing with? We're dealing with stuff that, we were built for a certain type of client, with videos and app downloads. And now we need to be able to accommodate multiple types of clients, multiple types of products. And we haven't given up on the video and the app download process, but what we want to do is create it in a format that we can deliver it the way we promised it, which was with points and with the redemption center and with commissions and with fun payouts that are exciting and cool. And so we're working on that, and you're going to see a really candid. I don't want to really give too much tonight because you're going to get a really candid heart-to-heart about the real fight, to get this right and to deliver it the way we want, and some of the issues that we've run into along the way. Tomorrow you're going to get that from the founders. It was recorded today. It's going through editing, and so I would be watching for that video tomorrow. That will be a big deal, and it will give you some serious updates, and that'll be good. Yes, I think I heard mention that my video went out. I know I recorded it this morning. I wasn't sure it had gone out yet. We are paying out commissions on the 24th. We are paying out. You do, if you haven't already, you need to go in and log into your account, make sure that your profile is completely updated. If you've done it, just double check, make sure it's clean and it's the way you want it. And then with that, you need to go through the enrollment or the process of enrolling in GPG. GPG is our gateway to pay you, and there's a link there. There's actually 2 different links. You can click on either one of those, and then just walk through that process. And there's a whole video on it, and there's some tutorial on it that you should be able to go online and see. But yes, we're going to get paid. We're going to get paid on the 24th. We are going to have different types of inventory. We're going to start testing those very shortly. We're working on a couple of different things that we can use in the short term, and we've talked a little bit about one of them, travel. The details on that were a little bit sketchy when they were given to us, and we're filling in those details so that we can message travel. There's a couple of different benefits that we're going to message. Benefits for just being a part of Divvee, benefits that are way above and beyond what people have paid to be a part of Divvee, that we're going to be rolling out and messaging towards the latter part of this month, with a big push towards the end of the month with the cleaned up version of our enrollment process and some of the benefits that we'll be rolling out. So I won't give you all those details tonight until we have them, until we know them, until we can deliver them. I don't want to give you dates, and I don't want to give you details, and at this point I don't want to give you promises of things that we can't 100% deliver on. So I know some cool, exciting projects that we are working on. I know that the inventory is coming, and it'll be better. I know that we have some really cool benefits, and we will continue to add benefits and add value. We want 100% of the people that join Divvee to feel like they received way more from this company than they put in. And so what am I telling people? I'm telling people, man, we're swimming. We're fighting off the sharks. We're fighting through the waves and the currents. The fog has settled in, and it's made it harder to see the finish line. I get it. If I'm an affiliate, every time a date's missed, every time a promise is missed or something is changed, it makes it very difficult to believe, to see, or to hold to that vision or that goal of I'm going to end up on that beach. I'm going to end up with that retirement money. I'm going to end up with that secondary income. I'm going to end up with that, holy cow, I'm going to travel around the world income. Whatever your dream is with Divvee, let me tell you, I believe with 100% passion, excitement, and certainty that the powers that be that are aligning themselves with this company, that are lining up to be a part of this company that are engaging. And when I say that, I'm talking about huge international companies that are looking at this little tiny company out of Provo, Utah saying, holy cow, that's a game changer. How can we help you? How can we be a part of you? How can we help you do this around the world? If I could just download all of the meetings and all of the people and all of the companies that have come and sat down and said, I want to be a part of this, you would start to see through the fog again. You'd start to have that mental image again. You'd start to believe again that you're swimming in the right direction, that it's going to be worth the wait. What I can tell you, we're a startup, and a startup has change, and a startup has hiccups, and a startup has problems. And on top of that, we're a technology startup. And technology in general is just challenging, and it's buggy, and it's hard to get it all right. And so what do we deal with? We deal with frustration, and we deal with missed expectations, and what you have are all these people internally, these visionaries that want to give you exactly what you've asked for and want to deliver, and they will. But in general, we've promised things before we were ready. So what are we doing behind the scenes? The new products that we're looking to roll out, we're testing them. We're going to get them right. We're going to put them on a test account. We're going to debug them. We're going to get them right, and then we're going to tell you about them. I'd love to tell you about them right now because you'd get excited, but I don't want to tell you things that is just hopeful right now. We're going to start hitting our deadlines, starting with, hey, we're going to get you paid next week. That's one deadline that we're going to hit. We're going to start giving you more messages of things that we're going to deliver and the dates we're going to deliver on them. And by the time I tell them to you and give you dates, I want you to be able to start counting on those dates. And right now, I would say you can't because we haven't been good at that. So my commitment to you is to get better internally, to vet, to test, to prove, and then to roll things out. And really to start telling you when we're rolling things out, when we really know we can get them out. Not when we hope we can get things done, not when we think we can get things done. Not even in a lot of cases what's happening is like third-party vendors are saying, oh, yeah, we can guarantee you we can deliver this product at this date, no problem. So we've made announcements to the field about things and find out that they can't deliver when they say they can, or they can't get it to us when they said they could. And so my job is to try to get that cleaner, to try to get that more consistent, to try to earn back your trust that we are going to do what we say we're going to do, when we say we're going to do it. And it's going to be a little at a time, and it's going to be a process at a time, a little process at the time. Sometimes you're going to hear things from other sources. Sometimes you're going to hear things that leaked out. We're trying to stop the leaks. We're trying to stop the other sources. The reason why is because I want to filter out the hopeful things and give the real concrete things to you and to your teams so you can start banking on those things. And so that's my deal internally. In every meeting we do internally, I represent you guys. How does this affect you guys? How do we message this to you guys? How does this integrate or fit with what we've promised to you guys? Does it fit our model? Is it something that is a no monthly fee? Is it something that I can get paid for my actions or my opinions? Is it something that I can share with other people and it be comfortable, natural, easy to do? Things that we believe make Divvee a different type of network, a different type of platform, a different type of company. And and that's my job in every meeting. And then to you guys, my job is to represent corporate. And you've got all these amazing visionaries, Richard and Troy and Darren, and holy cow, you've got some people with big dreams, big vision, and really their vision of how big and exciting and Divvee is off the charts. And their ideas are amazing. And the thing about ideas is, like, and if you've ever been in ideation of a company, you could throw together 50 ideas, of which 30 of them are amazing, of which 3 of those might be real, like deliverable. And you get all these visionaries in a room, and oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Oh, let's go tell the field. This is going to be great, and it's wonderful. And I'm trying to slow them down. Let's distill the 50 down to the 30 that we can sort of play with, and get those down to the 3 that are really concrete and solid. And then let's test and prove those 3, and then let's go tell the field. And everybody's so excited, they just want to tell you guys. But, you know, we're not the typical startup where you got 50 people or 20 people in a room saying, hey, let's do this today, or let's try this today, or whatever. We're a startup that is, you know, several 100,000 paid affiliates strong, and several million people that have downloaded our app that are watching right now. And so every idea that we roll out, people are taking to the bank like it's going to be fact. And that's what I'm trying to slow down is, yeah, guys, if you hear it from me, know that I've asked all the questions that you'd want to ask.
Good.
And I've drilled these guys as hard as I possibly can. And if I don't like the answers, there's several things I wanted to tell you guys on Monday. I did not like the answers on Monday. So I kept asking and pushing and asking and pushing and saying, hey, you got to go test it, and you got to go prove it, you got to go try it. I'm not going to go tell people we can do this unless we can do it.
Right.
And then we released some videos today. And so what I'm saying is your questions aren't going on deaf ears. I hear you guys loud and clear. I'm in those rooms fighting and asking and drilling down because in terms of ideas, direction, and vision for Divvee, holy cow, is it brilliant. In terms of how well we execute so far, we have not done a great job. That's just being blunt about it.
Can I stop you, Lance?
Job?
Lance, can I stop you for just a moment?
No, wait, hold on. We will get better. We are a small company. We're bringing in more resources, and we will get better at delivering and executing the little things. And then we'll deliver all of the big things that we promised. And that's really where I wanted to go with that. But yes, go ahead. Ask a question or interject. That's fine.
I wanted to just ask Dan for a moment and Mia, because in my 24 years of being in this industry, I don't recall what you've just done over the past 15 minutes, where you said, hey, we're going somewhere, but look, you know, no politics, no sugarcoating. This is where we are, and I'm fighting for you guys, and I'm not going to come out and say stuff until I know we're ready to deliver. Dan, have you seen this? I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that in 24 years.
No, I really haven't, and I think Lance's whole motto is, you know, we need to under-promise and over-deliver. And I just want to say one thing, Lance. Everybody's very grateful for you being on the call. We talked about this today. I'm the kind of guy I'd like to give hope. It's one of the most powerful, universal language, 4-letter words in the entire world, hope, giving somebody hope. And Lance, you touched on something today. We asked him, I said, where are people going to go? I mean, think about this. Where are you going to go that has a model that's even in the same world as what Divvy's putting together? And to do that effectively, like Lance said, it takes time. There isn't anywhere to go, Lance. And then what you said about it's crazy how the path that we're on, crazy in a sense of good, a good crazy, a good, where we're going is ridiculous. And to get there, it's not without challenges. And so that really gave me a lot of hope where we're going. And yes, we've come a long way to where we are now. So we're almost to the beach. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say. Hope's a powerful thing.
We are almost to the beach. We are getting closer. Hey, paying people out on what they've done, that's a step in the right direction. I'm with you. I believe it will be worth the wait. And those that are the pioneers that suffer through the bumps and bruises are the ones that get to take this to the field, that get to open the countries, that get to spread the word as we go from a few 100,000 to, you know, tens of millions to potentially hundreds of millions. I think that's all possible with this model. If you're the type of person, and I just want to be really clear, because I also want to defend the leaders on this phone that are fighting for you, that really want everybody to succeed, that really want to be as transparent as possible, that want to be as clear as possible. They've been fighting for you. Even today, we've had several conversations, this leadership group and myself, trying to get clear, trying to get clean. And then once we felt good about what we were talking about, let's do this call tonight. If you're the type of person that needs things to just work right, Like every little thing, just if it's not right, it's not as promised, it's not delivered, it's not for you. It ticks you off, it bugs you, it irks you. You can't help but complain. You can't help but whine. You can't help. And there's just people like that. And it's not wrong. It's not right. It's a personality type. But if you're the personality type that just has to have those things, those details right, stop complaining. Stop whining. Hey, look, if you gotta get your tree right, or if you got real issues, get them solved, right? But I'm just saying, stop complaining that we're a startup. Stop complaining that everything's not right. Stop complaining that it's not as easy or as clean or as, because we are a startup. And come check back in 3 months. Come give us another look in 6 months. Come give us time to get our stuff together, and then come back and come play with us, party with us, and go run with us. It'll be worth it. But don't do yourself a favor and do the leaders, the great leaders on this call. You have some great leaders who care about you, love you, and want you to succeed. Do yourself and them a favor and check out for a few months. If that's you, if you just got to have it right, if you can swim in the fog with the vision of where we're going, and know that there's going to be some challenges, some waves, some currents, some things along the way that aren't going to work right, but you see the vision of where we're going and it's worth it. The people that really swim right now are going to be champions. They're going to see a huge change in their life because of Divvee, and it will be worth it. Where we are in 6 months or 12 months is going to be crazy. Is it going to be that way? I know. Here's the thing: is people ask me a whole bunch of questions today, and they didn't like the answers, or they didn't feel good about the answers, and so then they'll give me 2 days, 48 hours. This literally happened with the leadership group. I did all these Q&A with them on Friday, and then on Monday they hit me with the same questions. I'm like, you're kidding me. You're asking me if we fix all of the technology problems in Divvee over Saturday and Sunday? I kept it together, but I'm like, you've got to give us a little bit of time. I'm asking for some patience. I'm asking for some time, and I'm just telling you, for those that can see through it, swim through it, it'll be worth it, and we'll continue to make it better. We're going to get you better products. We're going to get you better payouts. We're going to get you better promotions. We're going to get you better benefits. We're going to make the process of enrolling people better. And it's all being worked on a step at a time, and it will happen. I don't doubt that Divvee will happen as we planned it. What I question is just how quick. We all want it right now, and the truth be told is it will be a process. It'll get a little better, and then a little bit better, and then we'll continue to get better. And part of that process is the bigger our team gets, the bigger your teams get, the easier it is for us to get better contracts, to get better business partners, to get better content for you. And so we need you guys. Divvee doesn't exist without you guys. In fact, Divvee wouldn't exist today if you guys didn't get so excited about it in November and start telling the world. There is no... it did exist. It existed for 8 months without this vision, and it didn't grow. And then this vision came together, and you guys caught the vision and got excited about it and told the world about it. And now, holy cow, there are a ton of companies banking reputations and future, including myself, my reputation, my family, my future. I walked away from some really big deals that I was involved in to be a part of Divvee because I see what you saw, and I see where we're going, and I believe it's a game changer. Questions? Any questions for me tonight? I just got on rant and rage.
Awesome.
That's all good.
Lance, this is Doc again, and I just have to tell you, I'm seeing some of the questions in the questions box, and what I'm getting from the questions box is what we echoed just a little bit earlier. We want it all today, but you know what we really appreciate? We appreciate doggone freaking strong leadership, an advocate for the field, and that's what I'm seeing echoing in the questions box. We'll get to, I'm sure, some other questions. So I just want to say thank you, because a large part of our organization, we were with another company, and we never heard from the field. We never heard from corporate. And so we in the field, we had to be firemen or firewomen, always putting out fires, and we never had any help. And so just you coming on and saying, here's where we are, here's what we're going to be. All right, we've got a challenge here or there. Thank you so much, Lance. And again, I'm seeing a lot of those sentiments echoed in the questions. Dan, Mia, did you guys already have some questions before I go to the questions box?
No, I don't. We
I had a
earlier,
question.
so go ahead, Mia.
Yeah, explain a little, Lance, to the team just about how customer service, like the improvements that you have heard about customer service. I know that's where a lot of the frustration that I'm seeing from the feedback that I'm getting from people that I'm working with, and I don't have a lot of answers for them. But what are some of the improvements that we can expect in terms of customer service?
Man, I see that being a problem for the foreseeable future. and I'll tell you why. There's so many of you, and then you multiply that times the type of bugs we have, and tweaks and issues and enrollments and whatever. I didn't get enough coins or whatever, but you multiply that by hundreds of thousands, and so we're trying to fix a system while millions of people are trying to use a system, and so every problem is just multiplied by a lot. So anytime you have a company that's growing extremely fast, that goes through momentum, customer service is always their biggest challenge. We need some really good systems and expensive technology systems, and we need a lot more bodies. All of that is actually being prepped for and planned for. We're hiring, and we continue to hire as fast as we can. We don't have enough places for these people, as many people as we need. Until we get to our new office space, we should be in a new office space that can accommodate a lot more people towards May. So we're a month or two out. So in the meantime, we have some technology that is okay but not great, and we have people but not enough. And I believe we'll have better technology in our new building, and we'll have a lot more space for customer service. And will we be able to keep up with it? I hope so. I don't know, but I think we'll do better at getting back to people, better at responding. We'll be hiring customer service people as fast as we can find them for years to come. That would be my guess. As we clean up some of our bugs and our issues, we'll have less tickets that come through to our customer service agents, but the numbers they get are just absurd, and keeping up with it is it's a nightmare right now.
So it's safe to say that right now, Divvy's aware of the problems that are going on, and if one person's having an issue, they can be guaranteed that probably 1,000 are having the same issue. So Divvy is working to fix those issues, but may not necessarily get back to each individual support ticket that is sent in.
Yes, and don't keep sending the same ticket in. And if you that causes more problems. Yeah. If you have a problem that is unique to you, I enrolled somebody, they're not showing up, I can't get my username or password, send in a ticket. If you're not getting a response, you might reach out to your upline and see if they can use some channels to get you unique support. If you're talking about, I'm just talking about something that's, if you're talking about, hey, I didn't get my coins, hey, this, I'm trying to think of some of the other things that we run into. I'm guessing we have 1,000 tickets that match. Like some of the technology issues that you're running into. Hey, this brought up an error. Can we fix it? Go ahead and send us a ticket. Realize we probably got hundreds of those. We're hopefully in the next day or two, you'll see those improvements, and we'll get better at it. And so we're trying to do things to take care of the big, consistent problems and make those ones go away. Then our customer service agents will have more time to focus on your individual challenges, which are very relevant to your business. It's hard, though, when you've got on a bad day, you could have 1,000 new tickets show up, and there's a half a dozen people, 8, 10 people maybe in the customer service department.
Do you have, Mia or Dan, do you have any more specific questions before we get to maybe some questions in the questions box?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Doc. Fire away with a few.
Before we get to the questions, I wanna repeat what I think I heard, Lance, and you correct me if I need to be corrected. Obviously, we know that we're a tech startup. So obviously, just with being tech, that's going to have its own issues. Being a startup, that's going to have its own issues. But the vision, what most of us are here for, the fact that our Joe and Susie average, maybe they're not, maybe they suck. Let's just say it. Maybe they suck right now at marketing. Ultimately, they are going to be able to earn and earn well from their own efforts, whether we call it ranking and sharing or the actions or what have you. That vision has not changed.
That vision is what we promised, what we're going to deliver. And the cool thing about that is that if you're winning on your daily actions, then sharing it with other people, especially with such a low barrier to entry, then it'll be easier to share, and all of a sudden you'll have a team where you might not have ever had a team before. So then you're going to get leverage.
Awesome.
And we're going to see average people making ridiculous income in this company. I do believe that. I think we're going to see a whole new generation, a whole new type of superstar emerge from this company, where the people that are consistent and diligent and sort of just do their thing are going to just shine here.
Okay, so that vision hasn't changed. Now, it sounds to me that the vision has actually enlarged itself from watching the videos, and I was very excited about watching the videos. And if, let's say, an average of 10 cents got paid through the network, I mean, that was huge. But and I know you're not going to mention names of companies or what have you, because you want to make sure that we're not over-promising and under-delivering. But sounds like there are deals being already in the works or being worked on or what have you, where the amounts that we've heard in terms of being paid out and points and all that good stuff may actually be conservative if we were using the 10 cents up 10 levels. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I don't know what our payout is today. I don't know what it will be next Friday. Somewhere that we're getting an accounting for that this week, and then we'll pay that out and share that out with the people next week. Every account that we're doing, every business partner that we're bringing on, our goal is to pay you more, to grow that daily payout, to grow that monthly check. And so whatever we pay out this month, each month our goal is to grow it and make it better and make it more exciting and make it so that people that don't, you're just going to feel like, man, if you just do Divvy, we could solve a lot of your problems. Like, you're just foolish not to do it. I mean, I look at the Divvy model, and I don't know that we'll be able to sign up kids, but I'm like, man, why wouldn't I have all my children doing Divvy every day and saving money for college?
Sure.
I mean, why not?
Right.
Right. And so I'm not telling you kids are okay. I'm not telling you, but our goal is to make it so that every day you do actions, every month you're part of Divvy, those actions are going to be more valuable.
Okay, fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, we just have to have vision, all right? And if you don't have a lot of vision, how about you stick around some folks that do and let them stretch your vision? The Dans of the world, the Rodney from the basement Burtons of the world, the Mia, can't pronounce her last name, from the world, yours truly. All right, let's go.
You said it right, Doc. You said it right.
All right, let's get to some questions here. Give us just a moment here. Okay, in terms of expectations on the 24th, there are a lot of folks that are following yours truly, Doc, actually joined Divvy after Divvy had kind of closed down for those few weeks in preparation for the launch. So a lot of them are just, 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old. any actions that they have done, that won't necessarily show up, or will it, on the 24th? If they didn't come here until like March 1 or the end of, and I forget, I don't even know when we started
So
the new
the
enrollment.
accounting for what will be paid on is actions from February 28th previously.
Okay. Okay.
That will get paid in March. And there are a lot of things that happen as we grow and as we bring on different types of inventory and as we, get a little bit more robust as far as our user base, like how many of you are out there, where we're going to be able to account for things quicker and post things quicker and show you. We're not trying to be vague on purpose. We really just are working with some advertisers that just haven't been easy to work with, and we don't know. So when we say, hey, we don't know, we don't. But eventually, you're going to be able to see what you're doing. And my goal and my vision and my dream, and I'm just telling you, we're working towards this someday, you're going to do actions today, and you're going to be able to see what you earned today. Maybe you won't be able to cash it, but you're going to see it grow today. But today, what we have is at least a month in arrears, a month behind.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to as many of your questions as we possibly can. Lance, can you tell me how much time you have, sir?
Yeah, so I've got another call coming up here shortly, and then another one in another hour. I've got another 5 or so minutes.
Okay.
And then here's what I'd really like to do. I love this group. I love this leadership team. I'm so excited to work with you guys and all of you that are a part of this. I just want to tell you we love you, and we're thinking of you, and we're working on it. A lot of things are going to be answered, and whether you like them or not, or you're going to get a really good idea of where we're at today and how we got there, and where we're going and how we're going to get there. And you're going to get that from the founders. They wanted to really message some of this stuff themselves. And so what I'd like to do is let the founders release their message tomorrow.
Okay.
And then maybe even in a couple of days we could do another Q&A session if people feel like they didn't get enough answers to where we're at. But I would take a few more questions. I got to clean up here in the next 5 minutes or so I can get ready for my next.
Okay, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we only have 5 minutes. iPhone. Are we still going to be some time in process before our iPhones come to fruition?
Holy cow, we got to have iPhones, don't we? Yes. And we need iPhones, and for us, I don't think we're fully launched. I mean, I'm the first one probably we're in beta. I don't think we're out of beta until we're on iPhone. I don't even have an iPhone. It's like, for me, that's the first time it was like cool to have an Android. But we're working on that. Every time we make changes within the app, you have to resubmit to iPhone. So we've got to clean up what we're doing in the Google app and get it really so we have a system and an app and all the different media and all the different clients here in the next little bit. And then we'll submit to iTunes and we'll be in Apple. So yes, we're working on it. It needs to be done. We're not as close as I'd like to be, but it's still on the must-happen agenda.
Okay.
Hey, Lance, real quick, this is Dan. When are we going to hear about the international progress, different countries, where they are in the process? Is that kind of on hold right now? What's your comment on that?
Yes and then no. We have an international plan. We've sent people on international trips to create the relationships to do the legalization and all that. I will have a release on international next week. I'll give you more details on our international plan and specifically timelines and game plans for our first group of markets, and then what we're doing and who we're looking at for our next group of markets.
Lance, there are some people that don't see the link. They don't see the link for the GPG. They don't see that back there. I'm one of them. What do we do? Just hang tight.
Update your app.
Update the app. Good enough. Go ahead.
Have you done an updated version of the app? Yeah, I would say
I have
got it updated.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the
GPG, go ahead, brother.
that's going to be in the app and not in the back office?
That should be through your app. That is correct.
Okay, all right. Now, I know some questions again from the field here. I know that there are clients being worked on behind the scenes. The integration into the app is being worked on behind the scenes. With the current clients that we have now, with any actions that are being taken now, are people still going to earn some points or coins? Is there some type of tracking mechanism, commissions? What should people expect, if anything, from what they may be doing right now?
Yeah, so everything you're doing right now is being tracked and accounted for. Every time you earn coins, we get a credit for a payout, and then we have attribution on that towards you. So yes, and you'll get some more messaging on that tomorrow.
Fantastic. There are some countries, and we know that they may be in pre-launch, but they're not showing up even in pre-launch. I know, for instance, Bermuda is one of those. Well, we've got some folks there in Bermuda. Those countries that are not the blacklisted countries, or I think we had heard earlier, India and South Korea, were not countries we were going to be able to do business with right away. What about island nations like Bermuda? My folks from Bermuda are having a challenge there, not able to get registered. Have you heard that, or do you know what's maybe going on there?
No, nobody's given me updates on Bermuda. It has not hit my radar yet. But if somebody needs me to go there and double check and see if that's a good market to build in, I'll take that for the team, and I'll go on out there and
we'll do a GoFundMe.
Do my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll all go together and do a quick country survey and see if it's ready for Divvee. Now, so some of these smaller countries, we're not going to put through the same rigors of some of the larger countries. We'll probably batch them and put them in groups, like some of the Central America countries that are small and some of the island nations that are small. They're much easier to launch if we have we already can support their language. So if English or Spanish is their primary language, it's easier for us to launch. But we have to be able to do customer service, web development, brochures. We have to have business development. We have to have inventory. We have to have product for that marketplace. So there's a lot more to it than can we be legal. Could we be legal? We could be legal in a lot of countries right now. Can we support them? Well, we're having a hard time supporting the U.S. right now. So I'm trying to get the messaging right for the U.S. and the expectations right for the U.S. And then let's get one country really dialed in, and then let's move on to the next group of countries and then get that dialed in, and then we can start talking about world domination. But it's hard for me to focus on Bermuda when we've got enough that we need to fix today in the U.S. I haven't forgotten about it. I did a whole webinar for Trinidad and Tobago yesterday, and a great group of networkers that are super excited about Divvee. We're going to get there. We got to take it a step at a time. I think we tried to jump 10 steps right at the beginning.
Sure.
We got to get back to getting just baby steps.
Hey, Lance, I know you're going to have to go. Let's ask one last question before you have to head out. For those of you who are sticking around, Dan and me and I will continue to have some conversations, maybe answer some questions that maybe we can answer. In terms of the enrollment process, particularly for those of us who are looking to start doing some advertising campaigns and things of that nature, I know you're saying towards the end of the month we'll start to see it smoothing out. Will there ever be a situation where we won't have to have someone from the coal market to connect with us to, for us to get their information and then send an invitation? How do you see that playing out?
Yeah, we're looking for ways to make that whole process simpler so that we can give you links that you can push out in mass.
Okay.
Simplify. We want to simplify. We made it harder. It needs to be easier. Hey, guys, I look forward to doing more of these. Let's get a lot of your questions answered by the founders tomorrow. And please, I'm trying to make myself as available as possible. So thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Lance. I appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you, Lance. Hey, Doc, thank you. I appreciate you very much, buddy.
Hey, Dan, do you want to stick around for a little bit and we just have a conversation, or?
Sure.
Okay, all right.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, all right. So as I'm looking at the questions box, and I'm not going to try to go through all these questions, particularly given that Lance said there's going to be some content coming out very soon. So we'll let that information, see if that answers some of the more common questions. All right, and then certainly Lance sounds like he is more than available to come back at a later date with our audience. And so I just want to give you some. I want to give you some of my takeaway, and obviously some of you don't know me from Adam, all right, and obviously a good number of you do. So I want to just give you a little takeaway. After being in this industry for 24 years, having been an owner of a network marketing company, having been a master distributor of a company, having been a top leader in several different companies, what we just heard, I've not heard before. I've not heard someone from the corporate team come on and be as transparent. All right. Typically, what you get is you get politics. You get the rah-rah. You get the, we want to keep people excited. We want to keep them motivated and what have you. That's not what we got. What we got was, hey, yes, we're going somewhere, and we hope that you guys come with us. But here's where we are right now. All right. And we've got to deal with these challenges. And if you're not ready to deal with those challenges, we love you. Feel free to take off and come back in a few months and see where we are. But that shouldn't be you or me. That should not be you or me. If you are serious, about changing the financial landscape for you and your family, okay, you dig in your heels. Dig in your heels. We're grown. We're big boys and big girls. We understand it's a technology startup. We understand it's a startup. We understand that maybe in Divvy's corporate zest to deliver, that things didn't get delivered on time. We understand that. And again, I've been an owner of a company, so I know that a lot of times that is third-party stuff. And so you get the stuff from the third party. You get the stuff from the programmers. All right, the programmers say they can deliver by Friday. You go to the field and you say, hey, this is going to be done by Friday, because that's what the programmer said. And the programmers aren't the ones that are going to be facing the darts. The programmers aren't going to come on a webinar like this. All right, so if they don't get it done, they don't get it done. They don't necessarily feel the pain and the fire and the frustration and what have you. What we just had, I've not seen in my 24 years in this industry. So what I want to really challenge everyone to do is, if you bought into the vision of Divvee, and with our audience, here has been our vision, okay? With our audience, it's been this: the fact that my Joe and Susie average, who typically, we know this, 95% of marketers suck. They suck at marketing. Dan, there's a company, they have 100% payout. Mia, you would know the company if I said it. 100% payout. They've got 250,000 folks that have come through their system. They were one of the top companies in our industry. All right, folks were making some huge money. And yet when you look at their income disclosure statement, you want to know in the last 3 or 4 years, what percentage of people went through that system, never made a dime? 92%. And it's 100% payout. Someone joins you, they buy the product, you get 100% payout. 92% didn't make one stinking dime. 92%. Another 4% made a little money, less than a couple $100, less than $250 a month. So you had 96% of this company that, if I mention the name, most of you say, yep, I know that company. I was in that company, or what have you. And they can talk about big leaders who made big money. But the reality is 96% of the folks made little to no money to speak of. And so what we saw when Juliet and Dan and Rodney from the basement started to share Divvee with us, Jeff White started to share Divvee with us, is we saw a model where our marketers, most of them who want to make some money, whether it's just a few extra hundreds, a few extra thousands, or they want a huge lifestyle change, they would be able to do that, at least start to generate some revenue just from their own personal action. So here's what our messaging has been to our audience, okay? Whether you earn what winds up being $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 a month or whatever that figure happens to be from your own actions, those actions that you are doing, which, by the way, let's make sure that anyone in our household that's 18 or above, that they're also in Divvee, so that their actions also contribute to what's happening in your financial life. And so here's what we've been saying to our audience. Hey, whatever you earn, 500, 1,000, 1,500, okay? Don't go and spend all that stuff on doodads. Take a percentage of this, all right? We've been saying 50% to 100%, and use that to recapitalize, reinvest back into your business in the form of the proper tools, things like lead capture pages, mobile marketing, the resources. Maybe you pick up a course here or there to learn about traffic generation and the marketing, the paid marketing. Tools, resources, and paid marketing. Because the reality is, the reason folks suck at marketing is because they just don't have these things. One, you got to have consistent, and Mia, Dan, feel free to stop me if you need to, all right? You have to have consistent, steady, high quality, laser targeted traffic. Without visitors, if you want to build the network part of it, without visitors, ladies and gentlemen, and a consistent eyeballs getting onto your offer, you're going to get frustrated, because you're going to hear about Rodney from the basement kicking butt and having tens of thousands in his organization, and Dan and Mia, and then you're going to say, well, why can't I do it? Well, here's what we've got to do. We've got to get consistent, steady, high quality, laser targeted traffic to, what are we going to send them to? We've got to send them to some type of lead capture mechanism. We got to start capturing these leads. We got to start building our biggest asset, which is our list. As much as we love the offer, it's your list. The reason my buddy Rodney or my buddy Jeff or yours truly, the reason we can go and we can have instantly hundreds or thousands of folks joining us in an enterprise is because we have been building our primary asset, which is your list. See, what Divvee allows us to do is it allows us to take Joe average, Sue average, that heretofore they've not been good at marketing, and it's not because they can't get good at it. It's just that they've not been driving enough visitors to their site. They've not been capturing the lead to build their list. All right, and then once you start to build your list, now you can start to present Divvee from a standpoint of all the value that it's going to offer to other folks. So, traffic, build that list, provide value to that list. That is the winning recipe. Now, here's the challenge. The challenge is you have to do this consistently, because marketing is a function of numbers. That's it. Anybody that's got a list will tell you that marketing is a function of numbers. They pretty much know. I can tell you, when I send out an email to my list, the typical percentage of people that's going to open up the list, the typical percentage of people that's going to click onto a link that's in that list, and if I'm sending out something promotionally, hey, join me in this, buy this from me, or what have you, I can tell you the percentages of people that's going to buy or join. All right, that's called the law of averages. But the law of averages necessitate that we have the law of large numbers. So I've got a coin, and I flip it, and 50% of the time it'll land on heads, 50% of the time it'll land on tails. But if I only flip it 4 times, I don't know what I'm going to get. I might get 4 heads, 0 tails. I might get 3 tails, 1 head. If I flip it 4,000 times, I'm going to get right about, not quite, but right about 2,000 heads. Right about 2,000 tails. Might be 2,004 heads and 1,996 tails. Marketing, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to build the network, if you want to grow your team, you want to get your 10, and you want your 10 to start duplicating and getting their 10 so that we maximize the compensation plan. And then you look up and you've got hundreds, you've got thousands of folks doing their actions. No, we don't have a lot of actions today. That's all right. We understand that. We're not going to cry about that. We're not going to bellyache. And if we're going to cry, if we're going to bellyache, then maybe we just leave for a few moments and come back in a few months when, things are a little bit smoother. But just understand that if you do that, you very well could have missed a Rodney from the basement who could have been on your team, or a Mia whose last name I can't pronounce who could have been on the team, or a Queen Twitter who's got 1 million folks following her on Twitter who could have been on the team. And what has it cost you monetarily? $50 US? What's your monthly auto ship? Oh, you don't have one. So what I would love for us to do is just to stretch our vision, understand the big picture, and not focus on the process, but focus on the rewards. So that's what I wanted to share with the audience. Thank you for listening to that. I hope that was okay, Mia, because I know you've got some of your folks on here. Dan, I hope that was okay, because I know you've got some of your folks on here. Let's not be the team that bellyaches. Let's not be the team that goes on Facebook and let's not be those people, okay? Let's not be those people. Let's be the visionaries that say, my gosh, when they get this part right, I will already be in place. I'll already have a team. And when people are now doing a lot more actions on a daily basis, I don't have to get them up for the game because they're already here.
Yeah. No, good stuff, Doc. I heard it the other day. Vision is what you see. I mean, the sight is what you see. Vision is where you want to be. And, a mutual friend of ours, he reminded us not too long ago that Microsoft created 4,000 millionaires, but most walked in the beginning. Mm-hmm. How many would they have created if the others would have stuck around? I don't know, more than they had. So, yeah, it does. It takes vision. But listen, we're a lot closer to the shore, I think, than people think. I think Lance is really trying to pull back the expectations and manage our expectations. But gotcha. I think you're going to hear tomorrow is going to be a really strong, it's going to be a great call tomorrow with the guys. And we're there. We're going to get paid. We're going to continue to get paid. I would do the rank and share, go back and download the apps, get the coins. You're going to get paid. It's going to collect an account for you. And you're going to hear about content more, I think, than anything tomorrow from Richard, Troy, and Dan. It's going to be a good call, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm still plowing. I'm still moving forward, Doc, because I see it, I get it, and we're not as far off maybe as people might be thinking. So very, very excited. I appreciate you letting us use your platform tonight. We had 280 plus people on, and the other platform would have worked, but there's some challenges with that. They need a dial-in number. Anyway, so Doc, I appreciate your questions and hosting the call and being there, and your insight is always valuable. So, Mia, is there anything you want to share? Are you still there? Okay.
Hey, no. I mean, I think you guys covered everything and then some.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have anything to add. I think it was a great call. I'm so grateful Lance was on. But, Doc, I'm with you. I am, I see things that are being posted on Facebook, and it's just, like, I know from the corporate side that they are doing everything they can.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, guys, they have a dream and a vision of helping 1 million people earn extra income a month. I mean, they are doing everything possible. Were some things, did they get excited about some things, and maybe some things rolled out and didn't pan out the way that they were supposed to? Yeah, but I mean, part of being successful is being flexible and being adaptable.
Sure.
And when you lose that flexibility and adaptability, that's when you start to fail. And it happens in life, it happens in business. And so the more you can adapt and find out how to, adapt to the negativity around you, I mean, I think that anyone that's had an element of success in life can see that's the key. So.
Well, I'll tell you this much, Mia and Doc, we're going to do leadership calls each week with Lance and maybe one of the founders of the company. We're going to continue to give updates you know, we haven't had a video update really from the guys for several days. And we said, okay, so we reached out to Lance and said, hey, Lance, would you jump on a call? In other words, don't take this the wrong way, you guys, but we're not following anybody. We're really not. We're going to lead our group. And so if the messages don't come to us, well, we'll go get the message. And that's what we did tonight. We're going to continue to do that for you, for our group, for our team. And so it's exciting. It really is. I'm still building. I'm still sending out invites. And I'm not waiting. I get it. I see it. I'll tell people where we are. They're a part of something big. And, you know, it's like going back and looking at Apple, Microsoft, Google, you know, Facebook, big companies, you know, that have made it. In the beginning, we would have bolted. I know I would have. I wouldn't have stuck around. I just wouldn't. I'll tell you guys a fast story. There was a Scott Olson. He was the top at the computer in a company called Monetize. And he came here to Baton Rouge. We were building a group. We were starting to make some great momentum. Long story short, I said, man, Scott, I wish I was in Monetize from day one. He said, no, you don't. He came right back and said, no, you don't. I said, oh, yeah, I do. I really said, no, Dan, you don't. He said, let me tell you where we were. We were in a rented 5-office building that had mold in it. The ceiling leaked. The carpet was atrociously ugly and nasty, needed to be changed. It was a rat hole. And that's where we started. And we were building and growing and trying to make it happen, and everybody quit. Everybody. And he said it was just me and a couple others, and Dalen Larson and a few others, and, you know, some out of story, and, you know, they were bought out by Jeunesse, but I can tell the story. And then, you know, what happened was that Dalen's brother, Randy, I think his name, walked in the office. He'd been down in Brazil, and they're the guys that put the acai berry on the map, and Montevideo was developed, and, you know, on it went. But he was down there doing business and ran into the indigenous people there. And what is this fruit they eat all the time? Oh, that's what that is. Okay. And he sent some back to the States, and, you know, Montevideo became Montevideo. It was a great success story. But in the beginning, nobody wanted to be around it. And we're way further down the road than where they were. So the foretelling of where this is going and where it's going to be, I get it, I see it, and I'm not letting go. That's just me. So, guys, if you're part of our group and you're with us, we're going to be here for you. We'll run as hard as you want to, and like Doc said, if you have to just you know, stand along the side and look over the fence for a little while, that's totally acceptable and understandable as well. But I'm not one of them.
I couldn't imagine. It costs $50. I don't have any monthly auto share.
Right.
I really wouldn't get that thought process, but that's not how I think, and, you know, that's one of, you know.
Right.
So, and then, so I tell you what, ladies and Dan, for those, because I know you do quite a bit of conference calls and webinars. What's your next webinar or conference call event for anyone that may want to jump on that?
Yeah, so tomorrow night, we're going to keep doing the webcast. We do opportunity calls Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're using Join Me. It only hosts 250, and we maxed that out. We had some troubles with that. We'll use that until we get to where we can't anymore, and then we'll switch over to a different, maybe go to webinar or something. But we're still going to do the opportunity. We're going to let people know we're here, what we're doing, and we're moving forward. And so if you want to invite people there, we'd love to have you. We're averaging 80 to 100 people continually, and they're just not going away. They're going forward. I mean, they're staking claim. They got big heavy equipment. They're plowing up, ground to move the facility and so on and so on. So yeah, I'm here, Doc, and we do them each night, Monday through Thursday.
Did you say Monday through Thursday or Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Okay, all right. So Monday through Thursday, you've got, and that's basically an opportunity type of presentation?
That's correct.
Okay, so you've got an opportunity presentation. Yep. And is there a link that if anybody wants to jump on those? And what time is that, by the way? Is that 8:30 p.m.?
Yeah, it's 8:30 Eastern. And I can get the information to you, but you go to join.me/marketplace media. Join.me/marketplace media. And you know, Doc, you know what's interesting is people are making money. We're still making money right now in Divvee. That's what's crazy. We're making money. Go rate, go share, do what you can, watch the videos, download the apps, and you know, if you don't like them, delete them. You know, I'm stuck on this one game. I probably never, I don't play games ever, but I'm playing this one. And I actually, I just deleted the thing, like, I think it was yesterday. I said, 15 minutes on a game for me is priceless. So I thought, I gotta can this thing. But anyway, you're making points and money, and keep doing it. Learn the process. It's just going to get better.
All right. And Mia, do you have a separate and distinct call or webinar that you do consistently?
I don't. I do team calls for other teams, and I'm on, when Dan needs me, so I'm available if you need me for one-on-ones or to talk to people or to figure things out. Like Lance said, some issues need immediate attention, and so I'm pretty selective the issues that we take to as far as account problems. But, sometimes there are issues that we need to address, and if I see a repeated issue happening amongst people, we can usually try to see if they can look at resolving, that particular problem. So.
Okay. All right. So.
And Doc, what?
Go on.
One of the things, real quick, that makes Divvee utterly, completely in a space all by themselves, and that is this. And I just got a text from somebody, and I say this quite often. I got involved in this industry to make money with my friends, not from them. And the money that's generated here doesn't come from recruiting your friends into packages and products and things that cost hundreds of dollars. I always say it on our calls, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not wrong at all. It's just not what Divvee is. And that's the magic dust on this thing. Money's coming from advertising networks, just like Facebook and others do. They monetize advertising revenue. There's a television broadcast, I don't care if it's the news or Shark Tank or whatever it is you watch on television, right? Even internet now, right? That isn't supported by advertising dollars. If there wasn't advertisers there, they wouldn't be there. They want to get in front of you. They're going to continue to want to get in front of you. It's a very unique model that we're part of, and we'll look back on this call and say, man, do you remember when? So we're building a dream. We're building an empire, and there's a lot of people that are going to, it's going to change their lives, Doc. So I want to share that. Everybody, take courage. We're not leaving. We're not going anywhere.
I love the call because it's been a while. It's been a really long time, Dan, since I've seen corporate leadership that I felt like I could get behind. It's been a long time. All right, Dan, we were in a company a few years ago. It kicked butt. It grew to, I know my team grew to $250,000. I know I did. I know a lot of people did, made more money than they'd ever made before. But we didn't have what I would call strong corporate leadership. They had a great idea, but we didn't have strong corporate leadership. And it's been a while since I've had leaders that I felt like, man, I can get, because of the leadership, because they're not trying to, snow over me. All right. But Lance came on and he said, look, we're not there yet. Man, I appreciate that. So, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to tie into Dan's webinars Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Dan, do you do any training? Are those?
We do. We do one on Saturday.
Okay. All right.
We normally do one on Saturday. Saturday it's at 12 o'clock Eastern.
Saturday training.
Same everything, just at 12 Eastern time.
All right. And then we host webinars on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. There's the webinar link if you have not already registered. Now, what we typically do is Tuesday is a presentation. Obviously, bring new guests, get your vision stretch, all that good stuff. Thursday, we have a shorter presentation because we do more training, marketing training, things of that nature, things that help you to start to build your network and what have you. So feel free, ladies and gentlemen, to tie into, for some people, Dan's personality is going to work best for you. Even if you're on my team, you might like Dan's personality, you might like Dan's presentation better, and that just fits better with you and your audience. And the reverse could be true or what have you. So feel free to leverage any of those. Because you're going to get good, solid leadership, and nobody's going to try to take your people. They're going to, always have the proper call to action to get back to the person who referred you to the webinar and get their invitation and all that good stuff. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Mia, do you have any closing words you'd like to share?
Gosh, I don't think so. I think you guys covered it all, you guys. I'm just excited. Those of you who are excited to wither the storm, wither the startup that Divvee that Divvee has going on. I mean, you guys were in this, so we are here. Those of you who feel like you need a break or you want to rejoin later on when things are running smoother, we're going to be here. So we are here for the long haul. This is too good of a model, too good of a compensation plan. You guys, there's nothing, and Dan will say that, Doc will say that there is nothing out there like this.
Yes.
And like we said earlier, 3 months is going to go by, whether you leave, whether you stay, and we would love for you to stay and join us on this journey. So,
Hey, Doc, one last thing, brother. A recording. Can you get me a recording where I can share this with some others that are asking for it already? So if you can.
Sure will.
Good. Thank you, Doc. Thanks so much. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, folks. And let me just do this real quickly as my parting comments. There were some of you, as we saw in the questions box, that were asking for how do you get an invitation. So here's what you need to do. The person who should be your inviter, all right, and that person is the person I'm sure that got you on tonight's webinar if you're not already in Divvee. You want to, right now Divvee operates on a personal invitation system only. So you want to get back to that person that got you to tonight's webinar, all right? Not just because you hear me or not just because you hear Dan or Mia. Get back to the person that brought you to the dance and give them your name, give them your email address, give them your cell phone number, and then the country that you are in. And that way, they can send you an invitation. For those of you that are sending out invitations, what we're finding is that if a person is in a different country than you, then sometimes they're not getting your text message, which is why we started asking for any of our personal invitees to let us know what country they were in so that we would know should we send them an email invite or a cell phone invite. So again, if you're looking for an invite, you've not gotten an invite, you're going to retrace your steps. How did you get to tonight's webinar? Who told you about it? That's the person you're going to say, hey, get me an invite, please. Here's my name. Here's my email address. Here's my cell phone number. Here's the country that I live in. And then that person will get you out an invite. Well, with that being said, I want to thank Mia and I want to thank Dan for working so hard on their end, building the relationships with Lance to the point that they could get him via text or call to get him to come and do a webinar with us. And that's a credit to their leadership. So thank you, Dan. Thank you, Mia. I want to thank everybody else on the other side. Queen, I appreciate you. 1 million folks following you on Twitter. That is kick butt. And some huge leaders I see on the other side. And my Joe and Susie averages who will become huge leaders. We love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.